In answering that, I just want to say that I do think that baseball in Williston and in Vermont is alive and well. Witness, you know yourself, there were cuts at CVU. There are teams like Richmond that want to come here. Having said that, there are challenges.
The Wilson baseball program is in an uphill battle for its own existence.
I definitely have seen a decline. When our youngest played baseball, he had probably a dozen teams to play against. Actually, maybe eight teams. And I see the kids now going through and they're playing the same teams over and over again. So the competition is less and their experience level lessens because of that.
Baseball is a family event. For parents and for children, baseball is an integral part of what it means to be a Wilstonian.
So one of the challenges is the number of kids. Demographically, that's a challenge. Kids are siphoning off to lacrosse. The good news is they're active. So as someone involved in baseball, I'd like to see them stay involved in baseball, but at least the kids are active. But that's a challenge. They're not, and to answer that, they're not insurmountable. The biggest challenge is the demographics, the number of kids. You and I talked earlier, and we said that when you were this age, there were 5 teams. We had 60 kids from Williston. Generally now, we're around 40. So is it a challenge? Yes. Is it due to lacrosse? Yes. Is it due to family structure and time constraints? Yes. But it's not insurmountable. There are a lot of kids that like to come out here, and they're learning a lot. And for those kids, it's a great opportunity.
I think the biggest thing is once they finish up Little League, they go to Babe Ruth baseball. But a lot of the kids are interested in other sports like soccer and especially lacrosse. So they're not choosing to play baseball when they turn 13 or so, 14 years old, where in the past they may have been able to do that. So that's a bigger one. You do see some kids do some of the things like band or acting, but that's just here and there. It's very rare.
Other sports such as lacrosse and soccer and other hobbies such as band and drama have severely hacked at the number of players continuing to play baseball throughout the years. There's also the emerging trend of kids specializing in one sport over another, instead of what it used to be, where children would play 3 or 4 sports at a time.
Well, it usually ends up with competition at the higher grade levels. In our household, when our kids were young, we said, try every sport, see what you like, decide what you want to go to. So they tried with basketball and baseball and soccer, and I can even remember at a very young age some gymnastics. So, and then you also have the competition, if there's musicians or artists or those types of things. So as the kids age and they start to come into what their skill level is or their the opportunities become more specialized, and the kids, they don't want to be a bench warmer. So if they're not the best and they don't want to be a bench warmer and the coaches don't sort of treat everybody fairly, they're going to go off and they're going to try something else.
You talked about how teams have changed. There's fewer teams now than there were when back in my day. What have you noticed that these changes year to year have caused to the players, the coaches, everyone?
I'm not sure that there's an impact on the coaches. I'd like to think that my role is to help these kids grow as baseball players, and in doing so, learning more about winning or losing, teamwork, and the game of baseball.
Baseball is more than just a game for these kids. It teaches many skills that the kids can use in the rest of their lives and all aspects of what they will do in the future. Fewer kids in the league means fewer kids who can learn these life skills.